Hi, this is Mark Rosen from WCCO TV, and it's my pleasure to introduce my good friend Ron Henderson, the Fitness King, presenting Motivation. One word to help change your life. Please welcome Ron Henderson.
I can see we have a full studio audience here today. We have mostly women in the audience. I wonder what that is. What's that about? What is that about? I'll tell you what. It's going to be a great show today. I'm Ron Henderson, better known as the Fitness King, and the show is Motivation. And I'm looking at an audience, and we have a lot of parents that have actually had brought their children. Today I'm going to be talking about breaking the code on childhood obesity, part 2, the parental influence. The influence of the parents and how important it is. Very, very important. Now, I'm watching people, and they're talking, the audience members are talking back and forth here, okay? Let me start by saying this. Looking at the average age of the kids here, obviously they don't have driver's license. Okay? All right? So, they don't have a driver's license. But when you go home and you open up the cupboard, right? You open up the cupboard, you say, okay, let me see what's in this cupboard. Let me see what's in this cupboard. Let me see what's in this cupboard. And you open up the cupboard and you have sweets and treats in the cupboards. Well, our kids aren't getting in the cars, at least they shouldn't be at 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, and driving down to the local store and getting the sweets and treats. Breaking the code on childhood obesity starts with the parents. It's the parental influence. It's what you do, it's what you say. And even more importantly, what you say, it's what you do. I can remember probably about a year ago, I was visiting a friend. He had a graduation party for his son. And there was a very young kid there, probably about the age of 10 or 11. And quite honestly, until he told me that the kid was 10 or 11, I thought he was like 18. Okay? Because he was overweight. Okay? And I felt kind of sad about it. Well, I felt very sad about it. And the relative mentioned it to me. He said he feels really bad for this kid because this kid is overweight. Talking about breaking the code on childhood obesity. Okay? Here's a kid that at 10 and 11 was considered obese by all standards. All right? I met the kid. Half an hour later, I saw another man jumping into a swimming pool. Another man. And this man, visually, he looked bigger than the 10 or 9 or 10 or 11-year-old kid that I saw, right? Visually. But then when I got up close, guess what I realized? It was the same kid with his shirt off. I didn't recognize him. I'm saying this not to make fun of the kid. It really hurt me that the kid is 10 and 11 and he looks like he's a full-grown man. That's how much weight he had. And the weight was all there because somebody else drove to the store to get food to put into the refrigerator and to the cupboards that's causing him to do certain things with his body. Consume food. Consume food. Whether it's that bucket of ice cream that's hid in the refrigerator for a rainy day, which is going to come sooner, versus later, because if it's there, there's going to be a tendency to, trot off and go get it, Some people call going to the refrigerator, the mini workout. You know what I'm saying? I like to call it the mini workout. The mini workout? Go in the refrigerator to get that treat or that sweet to reduce the stress or whatever. So you have it in there. The kids see you eating it, and they're going to, by nature, want to eat it. So talk is very cheap, so we need to stop talking about our kids not doing what they need to do. We need to stop talking about kids being overweight. You need to stop talking about how bad you feel because Susie's girlfriend's daughter or whatever, okay? But we need to start setting examples for our kids. It's called the parental influence, all right? My dad set great examples. Great examples. My mother set great examples. If I wasn't exercising right now, would I be overweight? Honestly, yeah. Trust me, I would be. One of my sisters doesn't like it when I talk about the fact, the first book that I wrote, I mentioned her in my book, and my sister didn't like it because I talked about her being overweight. Well, because I was talking about people investing in their health, and I was saying that people think it's heredity in our family. It isn't. Both of my sisters, when they weren't working out, gained all this weight. If I wasn't working out, I'd have a big stomach on me. Okay? It's the working out. It's the examples. My mom working out, my dad working out. My mother she was a fencer. She got a silver medal in fencing. Okay? She ran track and field. She did the hurdles, all of that stuff. She was a sprinter, did the 880. She played softball. My mother was a beautiful lady, but she set these examples, and we too have to set these examples for our children. Now, when your kids are really, really little, yeah, they're going to have the, they say, the little tiny, they have the little Barbie girl figures and all that stuff. Little boys looking good when they're young because of what? Metabolism. Metabolism, see? But then you get 14, 15, 16. I have a 15-year-old girl that I was training. I said, can you get on the scale? Because I require everybody to get on the scale. If they're going to work with a personal trainer, I want to know where we're starting so I know where we're heading, right? And she wouldn't get on the scale. Well, I knew why she wouldn't want to get on the scale. Her mother says she's not overweight. She's about this tall, and she's 185 pounds. That's like 10 pounds heavier than me with all these muscles. That's 10 pounds heavier than me. She's overweight, and I'm not saying that again to pick on her. What I'm saying is we have to set examples. We cannot lay in bed and lay in bed and lay in bed, then get up and say, okay, all right, what are we going to eat? And then we go to the cupboard and we pull out the nutritious breakfast of that cereal that's loaded with high fructose and corn syrup, okay? It's all sugar, it's all sugar, it's all sugar. Because we don't want to take the time even to get some natural stuff, some oatmeal and different things like this, and actually cook that. Because we think we're too busy. We're too busy to take care of our kids' health by setting the examples that we need to set, okay? I don't think anybody's immune to it. I haven't always been perfect with the examples that I set. I'm happy and thankful enough that I do things with moderation. So when my kids do have something in the house, like a pop, occasional pop or something like that, it's a treat. See? Sweets and treats should be something that's, like I said, that's there for an occasion so that you decide, when my kids get something sweet, guess what it is? They know it's a treat. It's a treat. It's really good when you can go home and open up all your cupboards. I'm talking about all of them. Freezer, refrigerator, pantry, all this stuff. If you look me in the eye right now and say, do I have any pop in my house? I don't have no pop in my house. That feels really good, okay? So my kids last week, and I'm giving a perfect example because this is about helping you to become even better at what you're doing with your kids. I'm sure you all are great, but I want people to get better with it, with their kids, and maybe you have nieces or nephews or whatever it is, okay? You might have grandkids, but you can be the best example. My kids love it when I take apples and bananas and carrots and put them in my Jack LaLanne juice. They love that. And I love that because they're learning this stuff early on about what it means to eat healthy. They have more energy, okay? They sleep better. So I don't have buckets of ice cream I don't have any ice cream in the refrigerator. Occasionally I'll buy like a Haagen-Dazs for a treat. You buy a little tiny container, and then you're buying it because you're going to eat it that night. But you can't buy all this stuff and open up the refrigerator and stuff it in there and leave it in there. It doesn't work, okay? Set good examples. Now, I remember when I think about it, being a kid, one of the things that I really enjoyed doing in school was playing musical chairs. Remember musical chairs? Anybody? Well, you know, what happened to the days when we did things that got us moving? I was pretty good at musical chairs because those girls, I'd be like, I'm getting me a seat because there ain't no way I'm not going to be sitting down. Because I grew up that it was important that you need to be sitting down. Get on the bus, you know what I'm talking about, you ain't got a seat. So I was really good at the musical chairs, those kind of things. I also grew up with little activities like red light, green light, Captain May I. So you get your kids in the house. You say, okay, Captain says this. Captain, may I? Whatever. Captain says, raise your hand up. Captain says, raise your hand up. Captain says, squat down, squat down, squat down, squat down. Okay? And you have fun. Your kids really like these kind of activities. The problem is we go out and we buy the next thing that they have, the next Wii. A lot of people probably have a Wii machine at home. Okay? Maybe you don't have a Wii. People that I know that got those machines, they used them. They really did use them for a while. And now it's sitting in their closet. And when it does come out, what are they doing? Bang, 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 bang. Or they're driving the car or something like that. People need to pull those back out and get back to the things where you're doing the physical activity, exercise, or you're bowling, or you're playing tennis. At least you have your kids moving. Instead of having them just sitting on the computer or on their iPhones. I don't know why a 10-year-old would have an iPhone, by the way. Okay? The parental influence. What's important to you as a parent? That your kid have the latest gadget or is wearing the latest fashion, or that you have a kid that's healthy, or a kid that's growing up having appreciation for his health, taking care of one's body, one's soul, one's mind, one's spirit. But we have to set those examples. I remember I had one of my sons, I was telling the story about the Goldilocks and the Three Little Bears. See, I create my own stories. And if you're home, you can do the same thing. Create your own story. Find some story, whether it's Humpty Dumpty or Jack and the Beanstalk, and create your own story with your kids. So I said you have, Goldilocks and the Three Little Bears, okay? And so she goes into the house, right? And she's checking all this stuff out, and she said, oh, this porridge, it doesn't taste good. Oh, this one doesn't taste right. Then she gets to the last one. Now I'm summarizing it. And she said, oh, this porridge, it tastes so good. Well, guess why it tastes good, kids? Because it's loaded with organic oatmeal or whatever. That's the kind of stuff that I talk with my kids. I've always brought them up that way. I have fun. I make it fun. I don't make it like, oh, she's eating this nasty food. Or, if you have vegetables, I make it fun. Get them things like VeggieTales and different things or whatever. But I try to create an environment where my kids have an appreciation for things. Okay? Now, you got Goldilocks. She says, okay, but I want to sit down. And she sits down in one chair. Oh, that's not comfortable. Excuse me. Goes to another bear's chair. Oh, no, that's not comfortable. Okay. Then she goes to another chair and she sits down. What does she say? Oh, this feels just right. Okay. Now, what a lot of people don't understand is the reason other chairs didn't really fit her is because Goldilocks actually had gained a little weight. Okay. She gained a little weight. See, so she had to get to the chair that was a little bit bigger. It made it a little bit better for her. Now, I'm talking again like this because what you have to do is just have fun with your kids. Create an environment where your kids see exercise. Make it fun. Make up your own stories. I don't care what it is. Make it up. Red light, green light, red light, green light. Get your kids, stop, don't move. Green light. Red light, stop. Okay? Get your kids to do something physical. I came up with Kids, Animals, and Exercise approximately 7 years ago. And it's a card system where I have 12 different animals, and I would go to the public schools, and I'm going to share it with you because I didn't develop it to make money off of it. It was to get kids interested in exercise because kids love animals, okay? So I came up with Bobby the Bear. Guess what Bobby the Bear did? I got these kids here. Bobby the Bear, what did he do? Bobby the Bear would do chest squeezes like this to build up his chest. Bobby the Bear. So then I also had Marty the Monkey. Marty the Monkey did coconut curls with big coconuts to build up his biceps, okay? Again, keep it fun with your kids. If you want to crack the code on childhood obesity, you be the example of what it means to live right, what it means to eat right. So you want to live right, eat right, and speak right. Have your actions back up your words. Until next time, we're going to take a short break. This is Motivation. I'm Ron Henderson, the Fitness King. Whatever you do, don't turn that dial. We'll be right back.